Hey everybody, this is Watts Miner coming back to you from an undisclosed location in PA. I'm at the Stuart Stevenson truck that we are going to be converting into a mobile generator unit slash off-grid boondocker. This is Bear X, and there's Bear X right there. As we come around this cab in the back, you can see that we have a whole bunch of goodies lined up to be installing into this unit, along with all the tools necessary. And the customer has gone and pre-mounted a 12,000 XP, an EG4 chargeverter, two 24-volt batteries that we're going to be putting in series to make a 48-volt pack, and then the electrical output for this truck. This is very much in the same style as what we did with the ambulance, but this is in a much larger vehicle, and this vehicle is going to be awesome with solar mounted on it and everything. So I'm going to step you guys through the build. Here we go. Okay, so we have now installed the batteries, put them in series to make a 48-volt pack. We've made a nice set of bus bars down here on the aluminum. From the bus bars, we've connected to the batteries, positive and negative. We've also connected to the chargeverter. The chargeverter is currently on and working. And then we've also connected the EG4 12K with both 2-aught cable connection leads for future expansion. And we have turned that on and commissioned the EG4. You can see that it is on right now. So the next bit of wiring that we're going to do is the AC side coming out from the EG4 12XP up to that set of circuit load panel there. And then he has a really neat little panel that was existing already that goes right there to his generator on board. So, and his generator right now is a single phase 120 3500. So we were able to take a single phase chargeverter plug and plug that up into the outlet coming directly out of that generator box. And then the other wire that's right here coming out of there is going to be then wired over into this new load center, because that actually runs his fridge and his mini split, which will now be running off of the 12,000 XP instead of the generator on board. All right, we're outside of the Bear X, and we've installed the receptacles that go into the EG4 12K. And as we normally do, this would be input power from utility to the EG4 system at 50 amps. And this one over here is our 50 amp output receptacle, so that you could take that and directly plug that into a generator interlock on a house, or power it down to a split phase extension cord and run a campsite and have two legs at 120. You could run a 50 amp welder off of that bad boy, or pretty much anything else output that you'd want to run off the 12,000 XP. Very nicely comes around. As you can see, it sits very easily on the side of that wall and looks great with the truck. And then you come around the truck and we come into the 12,000 XP, the batteries, the Victron system, and everything's neatly wired, really space saving and fit in there, so that this is the back end of the utility, where in through that door would be the living quarters of the cab. Okay guys, we're at the final end of the installation. What we've got now, it's raining very hard outside, so I'm inside the Bear X back chamber in the utility room. We've got the 12,000 XP, and the 12,000 XP is running right now, currently up to our 120/240 panel up there. There's a 50 amp out that goes and runs down to this little area here that runs to a receptacle outside, so that you can plug the Bear X in, much like the ambulance build I did, and into a house or into a campsite or whatever you'd like to power. There's also a 50 amp inlet that is on this side as well that comes into the XP, so you can plug shore power into the XP. Right now the generator on the Bear X is running, and it's actually running the chargeverter, which you can hear is running right now and charging the battery pack. We didn't have to add this, but this panel right there is actually the generator coming in And then this 120 plug up here is where the chargeverter plugs in to run off of the generator, which is really nice. It was already there, so we used it. Then coming off the 48 volt battery is a a buck converter from Victron. It's the 48 volt input, 12 volt out, and that 12 volt out goes to this little 12 volt panel. 12 volt panel powers lights and a 12 volt pump, things like that. And then we have another buck converter over here that runs from his 24 volt system on the Bear-X truck to 48 volt, so that when the truck is on and running, it can also charge and maintain the battery pack while the alternator of the truck is running. This system turned out really clean, really nice. It's very compact for how big this is. This is 50 amps, 240 volt in a very small package with two 230 amp hour 24 volt packs that are in series to make a 48 volt 230 pack. So he's got about 10,000 watt hours of storage in the back of this vehicle. And when his mini split's running and his refrigerator's running, he's running at about 600 watts. So that's going to give him well into the 14 to 16 hours of time to run off-grid, and that's without tapping into the generator or solar power coming in, which we're going to be adding on the top of this truck when he gets his mounts finished. But yeah, here's another 48 volt system in a military vehicle. Ready for service, ready for boondocking, ready for fun. This is Watts Miner, over and out.